Good afternoon, I am Angel from Lima in Peru and this is my channel Reading Means Life. Yesterday I went to a bookshop, Crisol, one of the most famous and prestigious in our country, and I found this book. The second part of Once Upon a Time a Peruvian Woman. In this case the title continues with The Story Goes On or The Story Continues. Well, this is about 56 great Peruvian women, not only born in our country, but also some foreign ladies who contributed to knowledge, to science, to the history of our country in total. Well, that has virtually or completely almost completely made by women, by females, because it has 19 female illustrators. As you can find, each biography contains an illustration and text. 24 female writers, and there are also three winners, well, of whom one is a man, who contributed with their texts. Okay, those texts were the winners of a contest, which can loosely be translated as "Tell us the story of your favorite female Peruvian," something like that. In this case, as opposed to the previous one, as far as I know, the previous edition was not divided in different aspects. In this case, there are 8 different topics, right? Peruvian women concerning power, as we can start with the Lady of Cao, one of the most important rulers or governors of ancient Peru, Tomasa Tito Condemaita, okay, a heroine who was executed by the Spaniards in the 1780s, right? Ladies of science, as Obla Paliza, Peruvian woman who studied whales, or perhaps Maria Luisa Aguilar, the first astronomer, female astronomer in our country. Women in humanities, in art, in music. About music, for example, I might rescue one of the most polemic one of the most polemic characters in our country, in our contemporary musical history. Let's say Wendy Sulca. Okay, she more than famous is infamous. However, of course, there is a lot that she can contribute to our country, even though for some people it might sound weird. Women in show business, women who resisted, let's say, the heroes or heroines who protested or fought. Let's say Catalina Buendia, she fought against the Chilean during the War of the Pacific in the 1880s, the 1870s. Trinidad Enriquez, the first female lawyer in our country, right? And so on, right? Many women who are dead now or who are alive. Um, I consider that this selection is really complete, right? From different fields, those ladies have contributed to the development of our country. Well, physically, this book is really attractive, really beautiful. Okay, the aesthetics is wonderful, right? There is a separate cover sheet, right, that resembles Peruvian handicrafts from Ayacucho, the retablos, right? It has, I don't know how to call it. I have forgotten. Okay, you put it, okay, in the between sheets, between pages. I'm sorry, but I have temporary amnesia now. About the text itself, is really easy to read. I bought it yesterday, and in 1 hour I had already ended that. Some of them are narrated in the first person, others in the third person singular. If this is, a text that or set of texts that highlight the role of women in our country. I expected some feminist vocabulary, some feminist phrases or terms, and well, I found some of words that did not convince me so much, even though I really understand that women have been under shadow of men throughout history, not only in Peru, of course. But well, I found something like muchas niñas and niños, muchas niñas y niños. Well, it's hard to translate the concept in Spanish, but you need to know that nouns and adjectives in Spanish are masculine and feminine. So we usually use the masculine to generalize. Okay, so they say muchas instead of muchos. It was so strange, in my opinion. Or perhaps ruler, governor, is translated as gobernante. Okay, the A can be considered neutral. We don't say gobernanto or gobernanta. However, here they mention the latter. Okay, well, rather than criticizing or accusing this group of ladies of injecting some type of ideology, I applaud not the use of that vocabulary necessarily, but the fact that this book really rescues, many women in our country from being forgotten, right? And also, even if they already are famous or celebrated, yeah, why not the new generations? Because this book is especially or specifically, well, not specifically, but mainly aimed at boys and girls. So if there are some women that, because of my generation, I know perhaps some children don't. Okay, so that is why this book really helps a lot. Okay, the prose is perfectly appropriate for every type of public. That is why I really recommend reading this book. Okay, bye bye. Thanks.